Alright, so my name is Will Wood, and I've been working on Swift for my practicum in STEM class for Mr. Sir Michael Goddard. I've been working on Swift for about 2 months now, and I've learned a lot actually. Like, I took a gap year in between my last year of computer science, and I thought I would come into it knowing nothing, but I've really learned a lot from computer science 1 and 2. And coming into practicum in STEM, it just really helped. So, I went to Swift mainly because I wanted to play games on my phone in class, but also so I can, make games, make apps, just like the fine line in between making something fun and making something that I'll actually need and use. Like, for example, one of my apps tells the weather and it shows the location of the weather, temperature, all that. And another one, it literally just follows a story that I made, and that was pretty fun, making the story and playing it, and just yeah. But I've learned a lot learning Swift and Xcode, and so the dream for me was just the dream was to be able to make a full game that I can proudly say that was just like great, that was beautiful, that I could play in class and just like really be proud of. But dreams don't always come true. Then you just end up having 11 projects that were just so lame and boring compared to what you really wanted. And that's what I got here. I made 11 games, 11 apps, and they've really just shown my progress learning Swift and Xcode. And I'm really proud of them, although they're not what I really wanted to come out of the 9 weeks with. But I'm still proud of it. So, first over here, we've got little game I Am Rich, which Miss Angela Yu, love of my life, she described as a copy of the original game I Am Rich, which was like, I think it was $100, something like that, like the max amount of money that you could put on the App Store, and it was just purely a scam, but people still bought it. Like 4 people bought it. Stupid. But basically, that's what I Am Rich is, and I made another one, I Am Poor, which is a little project. We just make the same thing, but you're poor. And yeah, that was pretty fun. In my next few games, my next one is gonna be Dicey, which is a game that you just press the button roll, and it just rolls a dice random between 1 and 6. You know. And this pretty much just taught me how buttons worked and how to really make the game playable, in a sense. And the next thing, same kind of deal, but instead it's a magic 8 ball. We all had one of those magic 8 balls. Shake it, then throw it away, and never mess with it ever again. But like, yeah, basically that, but on your phone. And these were pretty cool. I learned a lot from buttons actually. Like Angela Yu went hard on those, like for no reason. But yeah. Then the next one, this is when she started introducing sound, which was like actually pretty fun to do because the sound is like really loud and annoying. And having that on my phone, just accessible, was great. Love Angela Yu, love my life. Anyways, and xylophone, basically just a xylophone, but vertical and on your phone. And you just press the buttons, music plays. The next one, egg timer. This she introduces timers to us, and the timers are like up to 5 to 7 minutes on this game. So I wouldn't really ever use it, but I mean I had to make it for Angela, girl of my dreams. But and it was pretty fun. I mean like learning timers as much as I hated it. I'm glad I learned it. These next few games were like a milestone in my Swift Xcode journey where I really just shifted gears and really knowing that I could make stuff, you know. This next one, it's a quiz game, and it was really challenging making it, I'd say. Not that it was like hard, but it was just different, you know? And I'm pretty proud of this one. Although Angela, you kind of carried me, I'm still proud of it. The next one after that, we've got a little choose your own adventure starring Michael Goddard and Coach Bell, but we're not going to mention that. Just play it for yourself, you know? But this one I'm super proud of because, you know, you can make your own story, and it really just introduced a lot of key Swift components that I'll talk about later. These next two made me want to die. And I'll explain that later because some of the Swift in this is like super heavy for no reason. But the next one is just simply a BMI calculator. And a BMI is body mass index, basically telling you that you're overweight, underweight, or average. And yeah, it was pretty simple, just little sliders and everything. The next one, this one we did on our own. No Angela Yu this time, unfortunately. But it's just a little tip percentage thing. You know, going to the boba shop, don't know how much to tip, but you don't want to spend so much money because you're not rich, you're poor, just like my app said. So yeah, you're gonna need to use this app to calculate your tip percentages. And for the last app that I've made in my Swift Xcode journey is a weather app. And the weather app taught me APIs, extensions, protocols, all this stuff that Angela Yu, bless her heart, dumped on me. And all this information is just stuck in my brain forever. But I learned a lot, and that's what matters most, I guess. So the weather app, just a basic weather app, you know? And it's really cool because it really just shows that you can really make anything. And stuff like, I never thought I would make a weather app, but that's just like so far, how far I've come from like computer science 1 and 2. And it's just so surreal, if I'm gonna be honest. The hurdles. So, the main hurdles that I've had was time and my Xcode not working for about 2 weeks. But time was mostly just a me problem. Xcode was an Xcode problem because the Xcode didn't work with my phone. So I had to get that updated, which took about a week. And then later Xcode crashed on me. And that took about another week to re-download it, and it was just a big mess. But something that is my fault besides time is constraints, just because I can't fully wrap my head around it and I suck at it. So basically a constraint in these next two slides you'll see is basically what keeps the app and their assets lined up on the screen, no matter which way you flip it, no matter what size the screen is. And that's what really screwed me over, and that was one of the biggest hurdles. So some of the main things that I learned and grasped from Swift includes the storyboard, which is basically just what the screen will look like, and the view controller, which is a screen that is in the storyboard. And you can have various different view controllers with various different screens that your phone will show in one storyboard. And some of the things that can go on that view controller includes labels, which just shows a picture, buttons, which is something that you can press. And all of these can be controlled with an outlet. So just say you have a button there, and then you press the button, it uses the action, which then interacts with the outlet of a label. Alright, so some other things that I've learned were classes and structures. So, classes and structures are both files that have their own functions, variables, and the only main difference between them is that classes can be inherited and can inherit, meaning that they can take variables and functions from another class, and that they deem that class a superclass, and the class that inherited from the superclass is a subclass. And structs can't do that, which is the main difference. There's also extensions, protocols, and APIs. So basically, an extension is just used for organization's sake. Say you have too much all under two brackets and it's too clunky, too hard to read. You can just take some of it, extend it down here, and then boom. It's a little bit more organized, a little bit better, and this works especially well with protocols and inheritance. So, what are protocols? Protocols are like inheritance in a way, but they don't have set variables and functions. So it's basically just saying, hey, this class is going to have this function, but they can make it whatever they want. It's like, cool, protocols, extensions, and APIs. APIs are basically just a way for programmers to get information from other programs. So say, in my weather game, I wanted to access from a weather API, OpenWeather. So I just simply entered the URL of the OpenWeather data of the OpenWeather files, and that's how I got the information. Alright, and for the future. So my plan going into the next 9 weeks is to just learn some more Swift and Xcode and maybe learn a bit of Java. But I really, really, really want to finish a game and finish a few more apps that I can truly call my own and be truly proud of. So yeah, that's it. That's my Swift journey. That's what I'm going to be doing in the future. My name is Will Wood, and yep, that's what I learned. So some of the main extensions, protocols, classifications, and extensions is just used for organization. Classes, they have two files and all functions, the only main difference between code can be inherited, take some of it, and extend it, meaning that they can take variables from another class, especially another class, and they deem that class. What are protocols? Basically, that's like inheritance in a way, but they don't have set variables. Just a little tips. So it's basically just saying, this class is going to have this function. But they can do whatever they want. Any of the